Welcome second years in your another grammar class. If you remember previous class, we have completed the types of sentences, statements, questions, commands and exclamations. And in that we have got a detailed explanation of what is a meaning of statement, affirmative, assertive. Then we go for the questions, WH or maybe helping verb. Then we go for the commands or the request, where in the request we get please either in the beginning or in the end. And for the commands we don't need any type of the request type and we get the full stop at the end. And this request, they are sometimes called as the imperatives, or you can call it them as imperatives. Commands or imperatives, we have got the explanation simultaneously. Then we have gone for the exclamations, where the exclamations could be used. Sometimes WH, family, and sometimes we have to use adverbial phrases or the adjectives to make the sentence look better and get the exact meaning of exclamation, and we have to put the exclamation mark at the end. For this, full stop, question mark, full stop and this exclamation mark. Now we will do one exercise to find out the type of the sentence, as just to refresh ourselves or rebrush our knowledge. Now here it is, the train. The train did not start on time. You have to find out what type of sentence is among these four. What is the type of sentence it is? The train did not start on time. Obviously, it is one of the statement or declaration. So we have to write S over here. How did you make the kite? Very easy to recognize. This is a question, because we are getting a question mark and starting with the WH format, and it is asking a question, how did you make the kite? It is a question. Next is go home and take rest. Do we get any please in front or at the end? No. So obviously this is the command. Next is what a brilliant boy he is. By seeing the exclamatory mark, you can get it very easily that it is the exclamation. Now next is please get me a cup of tea. While getting the first word as please, you must have understood that this is the request. So for request, we can write down I for the imperative, or we can write down the whole word as the imperative sentence. So this is only just for your practice. You have more for your practice in your study material as well as in your reader. In a study material, if you refer at one place, you can get all the related to all the exercises related to the types of sentences, and by the time you end the exercises, you will get an idea what are the statements and what are the questions, commands, exclamations and imperatives. One thing I forgot to tell you, that here I have used the negative statement, and at the time of explanation also I said assertive, affirmative and maybe the negative. Sometimes we can get the negative statements also, like simple, I do not like coffee. I do not like coffee, that means it is a negative statement. Obviously I don't like. It is not necessary that you like or you are not like is not going to be asked here. It is only my statement that I don't like coffee. So that is the negative statement, and that can come into the statements only. When we have, there is no need for only going to the positive or affirmative, we have the negative statements as well. Okay, as in the questions, commands, everywhere we have the negative ones. Like go home and take rest, as we have got one command. So instead of that we can use don't close the door, don't take the rest. This also comes under the negative one. Now we are going to start the verb pattern. Verb pattern first. Slowly we have to go for the verb patterns. As we have started first, verb patterns was our heading, and then we have got the types of sentences. We got a detail of sentences. Now we have to go for one by one verb patterns. In the first verb pattern, it is being divided into 3 columns and 3 rows, where the first column deals with the subject. The sentence is split into 3 parts. One is subject, the other is the linking verb, the third is the subject complement, or here we can use noun phrases or the adjectives. Any can be used over here. Now here for subject. Subject is the main on whom we are talking, or the main topic of the sentence is the subject. So subject is Kiran. Linking verb or helping verb are the similar ones. All verbs are the same. Linking, helping or auxiliary. So here is that subject is Kiran. Kiran is a businessman. Okay. Subject, then this is the linking verb, this is the complement. Complement, actually complement means which can improve, which can show the better part of the verb, better part of the sentence. That is a complement. It is not complement. In complement we get I over here. COMPLIMENT, that is complement. Complimenting somebody, like you're looking nice, what a nice paper you have written. That is a compliment. But this is complement. Complement which shows the improvement or a better quality for that. Means you can say, what is Kiran? So Kiran is a businessman. Making it clear, making it very, you can say, clarifying the sentence. They were not students. This is mostly from the sentence from the lesson to serve with love, where the students were actually not like the students. They were more or less like the very mischievous and all. They were very envious type of the students. They were not actually students. So they were not students. That means they have something different from the normal students. The dish is hot. It is describing the subject. So here subject is Kiran is a businessman. Is the linking verb. Here they is the subject. Were not. Both, either if it is only positive we have to go for were, and if it is in the negative also we have to add the not. So were not. And the last part of the sentence, it is the students. We have to go for the, in this one, noun phrases or the adjectives. Now next subject is the dish. Linking verb is, and it is the how the dish is, it is hot. Here they have written as the be form. Be form of the verbs are am, is, are, was, were. These are the be forms. Be forms of the verb to be used here. Okay. They are not the main verbs. Main verbs, they are only the linking ones. They are not the main verbs. Main verbs would be different. From here you can go like keep, talk, walk. These are the main verbs, whereas these are the linking verbs. Go, all comes under the main verbs. Now this is the second practice for the same verb pattern, where we have the subject, the linking verb and the subject complement. Okay. So here the subject is the photograph. Sometimes it happens that we get an idea only like Kiran, they, one word would be the subject. So here they are clarifying it is that subject is the one about whom we discuss. About the main topic of the sentence is the subject. So the photograph was on the table. This is the, you can say, the preposition plus the phrase, completely phrase it has been made, and this is the subject complement. This is the preposition on. The photograph was on the table. The bird is in the nest. Again, this is the preposition. With the preposition, we are making the subject. This is your complement, subject complement we are making. Next is the guest. The guests were in the hall. Subject is the guest, were is the linking verb, the hall is actually the subject complement. To make sure where the subject is, how the subject is, that is your subject complement. Like what Kiran is a businessman. This is subject complement. Who were they? They were not students. Okay. This is also a subject complement. How was the dish? The dish is hot. This is a subject complement describing about the subject. The photograph. Where was the photograph? The photograph was on the table. Where is the bird? The bird is in the nest. Where were the guests? The guests were in the hall. Okay, we are describing about the subject in the subject complement. Now here few I have given you for the practice. This we can do it by checking out how much we have understood over here. Fill in the blanks with the suitable word from the given list to make sure that we are following this type of the pattern. The film, fresh, the children, in the cradle, in the operation theatre, in the office. You can find this on page number 108 or 109 in your study material. So while doing that, please check it out and do this. The director is, now you have to fill up the blanks by selecting any one. Obviously, we cannot take the film, the fresh, the children, in the cradle, in the operation theatre, in the office, in the office. So we will go for in the office. Now next is the present day. Dash are intelligent. Obviously the children. The present day children. The present day children are intelligent. Tap water is not fresh. Dash is controversial. Mostly the film. The film is controversial. The child is not in the cradle. The doctor was the last leftover one obviously, and it is a relatable in the operation theatre. Okay. So now here, where is the director? The director is in the office. Director is the subject and we are giving the sentence which is making the subject complement. It is like this format. Okay, verb pattern 1. In that the same we have got this here. The director is in the office. We are using the preposition. The present day children are intelligent. How are the present day children? The present day children, who is the subject here? Children. How are they? They are intelligent. This is the subject complement. Subject is children and present day children, and intelligent is the, what is here? Complement, subject complement. Tap water is not fresh. Is tap water fresh, or how is the tap water? Tap water is not fresh. Tap water is the subject. Not fresh is your subject complement, or you can take these two. Is not in this linking verb, because we have seen that here were not. In the same way we can go for is not. Tap water is not fresh. The film is controversial. The film is controversial. Showing the detail of the film, or you can say the subject complement the describing that particular subject. The child is not in the cradle. The child is the subject, is not is the linking verb, in the cradle is the subject complement. The doctor was in the operation theatre. Who is the subject here? The doctor. The doctor was in the operation theatre. Was could be in the linking form, linking verb, and then we can go for the subject complement as the in the operation theatre. If you divide in that way, you can understand the sentence in a better way. So, this is the first verb pattern which we have completed. Many more exercises are there for you to practice from your study material and your reader. You can go ahead for that. In the next class, we will try to go for the verb pattern 2. Now, here what we have done? We have done a little bit exercise related to the finding out the types of sentences from the statement, questions, commands, request or the exclamations. Then we have got a explanation for the verb pattern 1. With that, few of the sentences to be in the exercise we have done it out. Here 6 sentences we have done and here 6 sentences. Okay, so I hope that many of the students have understood very well, because these are not repeated over here. I have taken a different sentences. So, please check it out carefully, and as I said, you follow one of the grammar notes where you can write down the details, whatever you are doing, like verb pattern 1, make the heading, make the table, because unless and until you write it down, you never get the practice. Don't think that okay, everything is there in the study material, I will go for and read it out. But better to write down once. If you are writing from your own hands, you get an idea that how you are dividing, where you are doing a mistake, and then by the time you complete the whole verb patterns, you will be better in practice. So, by the time, take care and have a nice day till the next class. In the next class, we'll discuss about the second verb pattern.